just been on a tangent about that. Welcome back to Down with the Get Down. We appreciate y'all coming for another installment. I'm your boy Romel.
And your boy Derek.
Appreciate y'all coming through for the second episode of the session. We finna get into it today. So a lot of stuff. We're just talking about, a little bit of Drake. But as far as celebrity wise going, I know y'all know what's going on right now as far as relationships, and one particular relationship that has been on blast recently has been Jada Pinkett Smith and Willard.
And William Smith.
Willard Smith. I don't know his middle name. Mr. Will Smith and their little situationship that they have, because that's technically what it is at this point.
Yeah, it's just fucking weird. Honestly, I wish I
didn't
do
know
this.
as much.
I really do. And the thing is, it's only her, but that's what narcissistic people do. Like they put their shit out there like that.
They supposedly said that what they say, if you don't want black folks to read it, put it in the book. And so there's all the shit that they said that she's saying supposedly he already wrote in his the book that he released about and then he talked about their relationship in that and the stuff that he did. So they're saying that he did mention a lot of the stuff, but it's like some of the stuff that she's putting out there, talking wise, it comes off a lot. Willard Carroll Smith Jr. I hope you're watching this podcast right now. And I hope I pronounced that right. Sorry if I butchered it.
That's why I had you read it, because I read it as Carol too. But I'm dyslexic, so you have an excuse. You don't.
It said Carol, didn't it?
Corolla. He's a car.
He's a Chevy.
I mean,
Vroom, it's the same thing. Vroom, vroom, look at your mom's car.
I was saying zoom like the commercial. I'm sweating.
My neck started itching. But no, still topic.
Oh, yes.
So Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, she's been having recent interviews and stuff, which you guys may or may have not seen. If you've been on social media.
The majority of the world is.
I'm pretty sure they've even put it on like regular news stations at this point. Like if they're who was it? Was it E News that
I don't
interviewed
know.
her, the last one?
The thing that's crazy, I've been trying my absolute fucking hardest to avoid everything, and I can't.
It's gonna pop up somewhere.
Yeah,
in some fashion.
because I don't really give a fuck about what she has to say, about anything. Like, she's been irrelevant for years, and now that she knows that she could talk shit about Will Smith and get views, she's gonna do it.
It's a matter of I don't see why it's not prevalent for you to continually talk about it. If you did really want to talk about it, if Will Smith did write all that in his book, you could have wrote another book. My side.
Well, she did write a book, because all the the shit that has been happening is because of her book tour. Like, she's been on interviews because of her book tour.
So that's how she's
that's
getting.
how a lot of the information has been coming out because of that.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, that's crazy. So if it was the same way, vice versa, then I wonder why they haven't been sitting here questioning Will on his book,
because he probably never mentioned it, and I also don't think it was really in the book.
Yeah, it must have been. I was like, because they would have gone and asked him about their relationship,
because his book has been out for years.
Yeah, it's been out for a while, and people were talking about it.
Yeah, his book's been out for many years, so I don't think it's been in there. It might be like certain inklings of it being in there if you really deep dived into the book.
Yeah, probably like a little me and Jada had to work on this or something like that.
Because I know in their thing when they were on what is it called, the Red Table or some shit. I know before when they were talking about the whole entanglement thing, he was talking about how they took a break or separated for a little bit, and then in between that time she was fucking August or something like that. So if that's in his book, technically, yeah, they did separate for a little bit. Yeah. But the whole truth is they've been separated for 7 years. So
since 2016.
So it's weird.
I get it. Okay, publicity, you're celebrities and you want to look the part, but at the end of the day, I think it's because you are looked at as the pinnacle of relationships, and they couldn't just fall out and just have regular people issues.
I don't think that's really the reason.
Because I was why hide it though?
Well, it's one of those things where it's
none of your business.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be anybody's business at first. And then they never got a divorce because he never wanted to get one. And then she said some bullshit about making a promise about not giving up on the relationship and all
Yeah,
this
she
other
said
weird
she
shit.
couldn't bring herself to do it.
Yeah, it makes no sense. You gave up on the relationship a long time ago.
You already separated. Like,
Yeah,
you already did
you
those
already
things.
gave up. So
You broken the sanctity of your marriage a long time ago.
right. So she gave up on that shit a long time ago. But it's just one of those things. Like there are a lot of celebrity couples and stuff like that where they fake their shit for a long time. Like Hugh Jackman and his ex-wife, they got a divorce. And for a while, like they were fine, but they were just going through the motions for a while. But every time you saw them in public, like they looked like they were together. And then after I think all of their kids like grew up and stuff like that, they're just like, yeah, we want to go separate ways. But at least they're not talking shit about each other.
It's crazy. It doesn't even. I think it's so alarming because Will Smith doesn't have a bad thing to say in his body about this woman.
I feel like he could.
He has a lot of ammo. I know he got a lot of shit he could say, but he just does it.
Well, because he did an interview or something like that where he was publicly speaking and he was talking about how he still loves her and everything. Too.
Yeah.
So I
Was
mean,
that the TikTok you had sent me of like the audio? It was like yeah, he's in the deep end. He's like, don't eat the pasta, don't eat the red sauce, boys.
Yeah.
It was like, don't eat the red sauce. It was like, don't get caught up.
Yeah, basically that.
That's funny.
Yeah. I will say the saddest part about the entire thing is like I don't even really care about like their relationship or anything like that. But it is like Will Smith was like the inspiration for like a lot of young men and stuff like that for like going towards your dreams, being with somebody who thought you're like, okay, they love me and all this other stuff, and like everybody wanted to be Will Smith. And now I look at Will Smith and I'm like, because like when I was like a kid I was like, okay, like
He
when
was
you're
like
thinking
the
about
epitome of him. Like
right,
he was there.
right? Yeah, like he was like there, and and now you're like, I don't want to be anywhere nothing like you at all.
It's a sad
The
situation.
only thing about you that I was like that I still want is the money, but everything else about you is something I don't want to be anything like.
No, I just had an epiphany. Jeez, bro, Will Smith's fall off may be harder than the Roman Empire. They say what do men think about? They always say the Roman Empire, which I've never just thought about this shit randomly.
The Roman Empire?
Yeah. They were like, what's something you think about? And I was like, that doesn't cross my mind.
Really?
I've never just thought about the Roman Empire unless I was in high school when we were reading about it.
I think about the Spartans sometimes.
I think about them every now and then, but it's not. I guess
The Roman Empire.
I will. I think about Spartacus.
Oh,
I think specifically about that.
It's still a part of it, but sure. Yeah.
But the fall.
I don't think about the fall of the Roman Empire or anything like that.
I think
that's just a weird ass expression that people use.
Yeah, I was like, but no, I think this one tops it because Will Smith was up there as like everybody's number one. Like he was on all sides. Everybody looked at this man like he's good.
What was that one lyric from MGK? He was in everybody's top 10. He's not getting fined with time.
He was there, bro. And it's like, it's hard to see this. It's hard to see your heroes lose their edge.
I will tell you the exact, because I just thought about it, the exact representation of Will Smith. The part in John Wick 4 where he reached the very top of those stairs, and then Jada is the dude that kicked him all the way down.
Bruh.
Because
people.
Because he talked about how hard he fought and all this other stuff to get to the very top and stuff like that, symbolizing John Wick getting all the way up there, fighting all the people to get up there. And then all this time, and then Jada, the dude that as soon as he gets to the top, kicks him, and he goes tumbling all the way down the stairs.
It was just crazy because looking at Will Smith back then, Will Smith looked like he was the dude. Like he was that dude. He can get anybody that he wanted. He can like everybody. He was a likable dude. So when he got with Jada, it was like everything made sense. It was like this dude he got the prettiest girl on the block. She's out here. She's been in these things. She's the it girl. She got with the it dude. They're like the perfect thing, and they didn't have drama until the kids came around. Then that was a different story. Then they were like, "Oh, these niggas are weird." But like
that is true.
That's when you started getting a little peep into it of being like, I don't think I want to do everything that they do. I was like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
because I mean, I know that like I've never looked at celebrities as far as like I want that couple like to be like the standard or anything like that. I've never looked at anybody like that. Because I think that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
So I've never been like that. I know that for Jada and Will, like that was like a huge thing for like black people and stuff like that. And
J.
it's
Cole's song that Jada and Will look.
bro, the thing that's it's bad when when
He had
he's
to
on
change that
stage
shit.
when he's on stage and it gets to that part, he just gotta go like this and he can't even say it.
He's like, ooh. Gotta change this one.
I just want to see the facial expression of like Will Smith, of both of them, if they were to look at that video and
They're cool with this dude in real life. They just,
I think they are.
That's hilarious.
Well, I think Will Smith is.
I believe it. And he just sat there. He calls him. He's like, Jermaine, Mr. Cole.
Wow.
Wow. I was just I was just listening to, No Role Models.
And I was singing along.
And I'll just wait on our part per usual. Just kind of gets me there for my morning, rituals.
My morning euphoria.
My morning euphoria, like I just didn't hear it this time.
And I was like, whoa, wow.
It's like, wow, like I know I'm in the media, but we're boys. Woo! They both,
shit.
There's something that's interesting. They both kind of talk slow to sound profound. They had Will and Jada. They have this slow talk thing that they do. When they made fun of Jada, they were like, she said she slow talks in order to say shit that makes her sound like she's talking about something.
Yeah, I mean, like the majority, but that's what like narcissistic people do, and also people that don't really have an answer for anything. They just kind of like talk around certain things and just say a whole bunch of bullshit, so it just kind of moves the conversation along. Because like you can listen to her talk in like any of her interviews, and then afterwards you're just like, I learned absolutely nothing. You said literally absolutely nothing.
He was like, this is awful. But no, that's what kind of made me look at Will differently. I was just like, all right, like now I'm looking back at the situation, looking at how you're carrying yourself for all these years. Like, yeah, you've amounted so much success and you're a fantastic artist, fantastic movie star at what you do, your craft, you fine tune it, but it's all obsession. And not the good kind of like, I want to be good because I want to be a good actor, but it's like, I want to be a good actor because I'm being fueled by something else. Like I'm being because like it's like out of spite that he's as good as he is from what it comes off. Because he's like, the only reason he became an actor, they said, is because his ex-girlfriend or some shit told him that he couldn't do it. Couldn't really do it, so he went and that's when he did Fresh Prince. And then when he got with Jada, he was like, you can see in their relationship, he was like, I planned her birthday for 3 years, so and all this stuff. And when her comment, it sounded spiteful, but I did look deeper into that when she was like, you did that for you. And I was like, Will does give off an impression that he does shit for himself to look the part, because that's what they basically did since 2016 was look the part and play the role. But she was the only one that was like, nah, nigga, like this shit ain't it. And
it's not necessarily for that. It's really just, it doesn't look like he does a lot of things necessarily so he can look the part. It looks like he does a lot of things for other people's validation. Because I think he said somewhere in his book that he has like self-esteem issues or something like that, which makes sense as to why he would do so many different things for other people's validation so that he can feel loved. And I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, some of that can be good. Like you can do good things even if you like for that reason, like because there are people like any person that gives to charity, right? They don't give to charity for absolutely no reason. They do it because it makes them feel good about themselves. So even though that's a good thing, it's a selfish reason. So I mean, it's the same.
It's
thing
like a double-edged sword. It's like, yeah, you do a lot of good, but like your heart might be in the right place.
Yeah, but I mean, and it is what it is. But I mean, that doesn't excuse the fact that she's a fucking narcissist.
I know it doesn't excuse any of the shit that she does. I was just like, all right, cool. We shit on Jada so much because obviously she fucking deserves the shit.
No, I was talking about I was only talking about in the aspect of when you were talking about the birthday thing.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I was bringing that up as an example of like what brought me to the mindset of being like, Will has problems.
well, yeah, I
I
mean,
was like, yeah. At first, like, it looks a little obsessive. Then it was like, it looks sad of being like, damn, he goes so hard for her, and she doesn't seem appreciative. And then it started slowly being like, this nigga might have a probably have a deeper problem than I thought it was. I thought it was okay, a little self esteem issue, whatever. But then it started getting deeper because I was just like, you went up. What really set that in stone was when he slapped Chris, and I realized when Jada revealed the information that y'all been separated since 2016, and you slapped this man over a joke, over somebody you're not even with.
yeah, a lot of people look at that and they obviously it's dumb, but like to me when I look at it, it just seems like because he's obsessed with her and in love with her, he did that as like a gesture type of thing to be like, "Hey, did you see me? I defended you. Love me."
And that's the part, and that's the part where I was like, Will Smith is fucking crazy. Like I was like in that moment, I was like, this nigga is losing it. I was like,
Yeah,
he
part of
probably
the-
already lost it.
Part of that comes with being in narcissistic relationships and stuff like that because like you end up doing a whole bunch of dumb shit for the validation of that person that you're with. So like part of it is that, and part of it is also just like what he just did was fucking stupid. So like he is messed up in the head right now, anyways. But I would never risk a friendship over some dumb shit like that, regardless of whatever. Because I mean, it was an accurate description of what you look like.
Bro got up there and smacked taste out of his mouth. I know if Chris Rock seen that video of her revealing that they've been separated 16 years.
Got to be in the next stand up,
bro. I'll be in that hole making a video the next day, in the next hour. Like this bitch fucking separated, and I'm like, I'm not even talking about Jada now. I'm talking about Will. But this motherfucker just came up here and slapped the taste out of my mouth for a bit that he not even with no more.
You know the thing that's
that
crazy?
They're separated, and he seems like the only one fighting for the situation.
Yeah, you know the thing that's fucking crazy too? It like, which is not their relationship, but it really, because that whole thing with like the Will Smith and the Chris Rock thing, it's just like the fucking thing with what's the nigga's name? Straw Hat Goofy and King Lion. Like going after somebody who is like supposed to be your best friend over a chick that doesn't acknowledge your existence for absolutely no reason, ruining your friendship for no fucking reason, and then have everybody hating you. And the woman that you did it for doesn't even acknowledge the fact that you did it.
You got no credit. You got no credit for ruining some shit. That gotta hit harder.
Yeah, because like it's stupid, and then you have like people that are genuinely hurt by the situation. Because like Chris Rock and like this situation with like King Lion, like for them like that's your best friend. You're like, I talk to you all the time. You're my best friend, and you do this shit to me for no fucking reason in public.
I'm glad it's crazy because I was like, it's cool that we get to see these things. But it's cool that we get to see these things because it reminds people that celebrities and online personalities are real. They're real people at the end of the day.
They're normal weirdos.
They're normal weirdos. And it's like y'all put them on a pedestal. They do these things, and you're like so hurt by it. But you gotta look back at it. These niggas got track records of being weirdos.
Yeah, it's also you really get that like. You really understand that even more when you have like celebrities and then you find out they like talk to kids and shit. Because you're just like, man, I can't imagine like how somebody would like do this with your stats and everything. But then you really start thinking about like, yo, like you really did that knowing that shit can get out to everybody, everywhere.
You thought you were safe.
It was like, wasn't his name Mini Lad?
Oh, jeez.
Like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like you're like, man, you're up there with like everything. Everybody knows you, everybody loves you, all this other shit. And then you're talking to children. You're a fucking weirdo.
I think it's when you get to I feel like you gotta be a certain level of stardom, certain level of in the in crowd, because you like if you hopping in and you just got like a little clout and you hop in, it's like if Kai got caught up, like he's still young in the game, even though he real successful, got hella money, and probably has been offered weird situations before. If he were to take it at an earlier thing, then I feel like it's easier for him to get fucked over. If he was like one of these older niggas, like on some Tom Hanks type shit, like you owe money. you owe money, then I feel like those are the real weirdos. Not saying Tom Hanks does that. I would hope not. But
Oh,
but
you're
like,
saying like when you have enough money, you can just start doing weird shit?
yeah, like
Yeah,
you want
sometimes.
old money stuff, like on some, like you ain't got to be the richest of the rich, but you've been around, rubber shoulders with the right people.
I feel like that's not how that goes.
You know
In my
what?
opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like you're that way from the jump.
Oh no, you were weird,
And-
but you just had to find the weirdos
Well,
that
yeah.
wouldn't get you caught up.
Okay, I thought you were saying like once you start getting a whole bunch of money, that's when you start being weird.
Oh, no,
which
no, no.
does sometimes
Yeah, that
happen
does
to people.
happen, yeah.
But I was saying like you were just a fucking weirdo from the very, very start, and you're just making more money so you can just hide it for a certain amount of time. But at a certain point, that weird meter is gonna start boiling over. And you're just gonna be like out here.
I feel like if you got exposed and you're in that industry, then I feel like it's politics. Somebody exposed you because a lot of niggas are weird in that industry. So
Sometimes, but sometimes people, like the situation with the
what, EDP?
no, I was gonna say with the Call of Duty dude. People because people set him up, and because of them setting him up, he took his life.
Yeah. It depends on circles of people too. That situation was already very unfortunate, and it's like, but I feel like people like that are easier to mess with. Like, and you're in so like Mini Lad, EDP, people who are in the social media realm. I don't think that they once they cross over into Hollywood realm, I feel like that's when you get into untouchable phase. Where it's like this nigga, like you can go to like the Epstein Island.
Yeah.
You can go fly out because you're around those type of people. You're in the same circles with those weirdos.
It honestly just depends because like you can think about it like that, but like it depends on the people that you know, I guess, and like your influence. Because like you can have like a whole bunch of money and still rub shoulders with those people, but if something happens, they're not going to stand with you. Like if it gets out, they're gonna turn against you because it looks good for them.
Oh yeah, but yeah.
But if you have
saying,
more money than they do, and you have more influence than they do, and you can ruin their life or some shit, then they have to just go with whatever the fuck you're saying. So like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, you would just, I guess, you would just have to. That's why I was talking about the politics part, where if you're in a particular party, regardless of, I guess, whatever your status is, if you're covered because you're doing it in a vicinity where everybody's liable, or whatever you're doing, like if they were like the weird sex parties they be having, or some shit, like you're seeing this NFL player, you're seeing this CEO of this company, or you're seeing this actress or actor in the corner doing whatever, playing with each other's toes.
Putting their foot in each other's mouth.
You just see some nigga in the corner curve stumping a fly with his toes, like on flapjack.
Knickles.
Just in there, just canoodling with their toes on some weird shit.
Yeah.
And you're just like, all right, cool. I signed the waiver, or I've been in this thing where I can't get caught up. Versus, I thought I just had enough influence and I'm just DM some kid. I'm a DM. I know that they can do this, but since I got so much clout and money, I'm gonna say it regardless because it's in your head that you can get away with this shit because you thought that you were in the right. You thought that you can get away, but in reality, the people who are getting away with this shit are keeping it behind closed doors with the same individuals.
Yeah. The other thing too, with like, at least with those type of people, like the kitty diddlers, they don't have a normal thinking process because after a while, like they start getting very sloppy with their shit.
Yeah,
which is how a lot of that shit ends up like coming out and stuff like that. So that's how like people get caught up and stuff because their mental process of how they do shit just doesn't really make fucking sense. Which
it already don't make sense if that's where they thought they were like.
Well, they have a mental illness, so like it makes sense that they don't think right, but at the same time, like you're fucking weird. Now, I will say, like, when we start getting, like, a shit ton of money, I will do weird shit, but that's not, like, anything that's, like, gonna be bad. Like, I'm just gonna
I'm gonna do weird shit. Just
yeah, absolutely. I want to... I was looking at this thing from Mr. Beast, and he blew up a 7-Eleven for no reason, and I want to do weird shit like that. Just, like, weird rich people shit.
All right.
Like, he didn't blow it up. He got a domino and then made the biggest domino in the world to crush a 7-Eleven for no reason.
I hope y'all are still listening and still watching right now because if we get this view count up, the viewing time up, we can make these things. y'all
honestly,
get there to the point where he can just start blowing up 7-Elevens.
Bro, honestly, like if I get rich, I'm gonna start making videos for people just for weird rich shit that you can do.
They just be doing. He was like, hey, Romel. So next week we're blowing up a Burger King.
We're gonna.
We're gonna. First off, we gotta shoot a video in the Burger King of us.
You're thinking too fucking small.
No,
we're going to get a Burger King and put it in a cannon, and we're gonna shoot the cannon. And we're gonna blow up a McDonald's with the Burger King, and in the middle, we're gonna have a Krabby Patty.
No, we have to do no. We gotta think even bigger. So no, we have to go undercover, like undercover bosses. We have to find. We have to put a whole bunch of we're gonna put Burger King, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, all those chain restaurants next to each other in a line. We're gonna hire people for them. We're gonna get people jobs. We're gonna give it to them. Let them work for 2 weeks. Tell them to put a 2 weeks notice in. Don't tell them why. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be part of the employees. We're gonna be working there with them. Stay with me now. Okay. So as we're working with them, we're gonna constantly just whisper in their ear and be like, "Hey, 7 days." And they're gonna be like, "What does 7 days mean?" Just let them know. And then when the 7 day hits, they're just like, everybody's freaking out, like, what's happening? Then we just reveal ourselves. Hey, we're down with the get down. We're down with the get down. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you're getting us money." We're like, we're gonna get to that part. We're only gonna pay them $7.35 an hour. We're gonna give them 10 cents over the minimum wage, so we know we're fucking with the people. But
hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're still thinking too small. Look at fucking Saturn, that bitch. I'm tired of Saturn having the only ring in here. We're gonna put a ring around Earth, and it's gonna be neon.
It's gonna be a giant woman. God. Her hair covers her face.
We're going to have a neon ring that goes around the earth. It's going to say down with the get down. So every night it's going to be dark. Every morning, everybody's going to see down with the get down. You're going to see it all day until it goes into night. It's going to rotate around the earth so everybody knows who the fuck we are.
You know why it's a ring? Because it's an O, and O stands for OnlyFans. We're getting paid for this shit.
So look at my nudes.
We're gonna have a giant naked lady.
We're gonna have a QR code.
We're gonna have the ring girl's gonna have an OnlyFans.
We're gonna have a QR code on the Saturn, so you have to put your phone up to the sky.
Put your phone through the telescope, bitch. Scan it through the telescope.
I'm gonna make Pluto a fucking planet again.
Pluto's gonna have an OnlyFans too. So I'd be like, you gotta pay $10 to see Pluto again.
We're gonna put a bikini on fucking Pluto.
We're gonna have a GoFundMe for bringing Pluto back. We're gonna have them. We're gonna be like, all right, cool. We're trying to make it a planet again.
What happens if somehow we did all that shit and we go and we look at Pluto and Pluto's gone?
I'm fucking dead. I'd be like, what? If that happened, we gotta freak out. we gotta figure out what's happening because
we had to take one of the moons from Saturn and make it the new Pluto.
If one of the planets just randomly exploded,
we gotta pick up the Earth and move it somewhere else.
You gotta pick the Earth up and move it somewhere, push it somewhere else. Sound like a foolproof plan.
Absolutely.
I think that was solid.
I think y'all can get us there. Get us richer than Mr. Beast.
Get us richer than Mr. Beast.
Fuck it. Mr. Beast collab.
Yes, and then we're gonna hot in there. And we're gonna make sure that our OnlyFans ring woman that comes out starts telling secrets about our relationship, so she could be like Jada Pinkett Smith and get us more clout.
She's also gonna sing the theme song from Kingdom Hearts in the morning.
As soon as she comes out, when you walk, she just comes out. Oh my gosh, with a keyblade.
Not even a keyblade. She's gonna have the Buster Blade from.
Just have the wrong weapon. Comes out singing the wrong song with the wrong weapon. And she says Bankai. What's going?
Come no Bankai.
Come no Bankai. People just brain breaks. Bro, imagine just in the neon circle, ring girl, hair over the face, and and she pulls out a fucking Guitar Hero. And you just look to the side, she's like, how is she playing this? It turns around and on the sky turned to Guitar Hero. And she just hit that hook.
Oh, speaking of that, quick thing for the Spider-Man game. You do play Guitar Hero in Spider-Man.
I'm dead.
You do the matching with the buttons shit. You do that.
It's been confirmed. Guitar Hero Game of the Year.
I'm hot.
Let's just go ahead and wrap this one up. We at the end. We appreciate
this last notes. Fuck Jada Smith. You're a bitch. Will Smith, you're also a bitch. I can't defend you anymore.
I can't.
I've been defending you my entire fucking life, and ever since I've known this about you, you have
Let me down.
You've destroyed every expectation I've had of everything else.
I try. Stop looking up to these folks.
Yeah, don't look up to celebrities that much.
They're good. They're good. They're good. Like,
They're good
okay.
role models
Yeah,
for certain things, but like as far as goal wise, like they're good for that. But other than that, like they're not.
Take the positive things, and once you realize that the positives would everything was a lie, throw it all away. Throw it all away. It's like this is Jesus. This is like Derek Jackson all over again.
Yeah, basically.
This is awful.
Yeah, your heart's hurting, ain't it?
Nah, not as much because I was just like when I knew something was off ever since the kid situation. I knew when I seen how weird they were. I was like,
yeah, honestly,
something's not right.
That one thing where like the person was asking about like that whole incest thing, and then he was like, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. After that day, I've been like,
wow.
Now every interview I see with this man, when he's like, haha, wow, and he starts talking slow, he's like, well, the birds just came in one day, and I was just, and you know, Jaden, he was like, I want to be emancipated, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, that shit was weird too. I will say though, I guess their kids are like, stop talking about their fucking family business on the internet.
She didn't reveal they do fucking psychedelics together and shit. They just
yeah, she was talking about like she used to sell drugs and shit like that. Which I mean, technically now she can't go to jail for that. Yeah. But you know,
she was like, I revealed.
She was probably taking her supply too. That's why she's acting the way she acted.
She was in the streets.
More ways than one.
She said, "Look, this lifestyle that we living right now, Will,
this is a life I cannot change.
It is. Everything is a lie. Wake up, the Matrix is real.
Wake up, they're lying to you.
And she was in the Matrix. See, it was all a lie from the beginning.
She's a robot.
She's a robot.
That's why she had a bald ass head.
Appreciate y'all for coming down for another installment of Down with the Get Down. If you guys are listening on audio platform,
keep my wife's name.
We appreciate you. Rate us 5 stars so it helps us move up the algorithm so we can reach more listeners like you guys. Jada and Will, if you're listening, just do better. Just do better. We know that y'all are human. But y'all ain't doing it right now. I don't know what's happening.
One of them's human.
At this point, I don't know which one. I don't know which one. That boy got resolve.
He's a Deadshot.
That boy, his resolve, is it admirable or is it concerning?
Man, for a genie, he can't wish for a better life with this bitch.
Drop in the comment section below how y'all feel. How y'all feel about the situation. Do you look up to them anymore? Are they still relationship goals, or who? Drop in the comment section below who is the next relationship goals at this point. Like who is the next staple?
I don't know anybody.
I couldn't think of
that you would consider to be.
Everybody been on some toxic shit. It's Krishan and Blueface.
Future.
Gotta be. You said sure.
I said Future.
Future. I don't think Future's with anybody.
Exactly.
Yep. Everybody. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all coming through YouTube. Go ahead and like, share.
And if you're down with the Get Down, go ahead and subscribe.